Hello, everybody. Here we are in another chapter of the mystery behind mystery story. Today is 3 October, and here we are, Gabriela Sofia Castillo and your presenter Felipe Londoño. Today we want to talk about a very interesting work of Agatha Christie. That is a famous writer that, in this case, is the author of the book of The Mysterious Affair at the Styles. This book is really good, but in fact, my partner is going to tell you about the review. In my case, I'm going to make a little summary. Then we're going to kind of analyze some of the characters involved in this great history. Well, this book tells about a murder that happens at the Styles, a large country house in Essex. This is like the setting of the history. The whole story happens in the Agatha Christie universe, where you can find big and great characters such as the mythic detective Hercule Poirot, who is a Belgium character. What else we can find here? We can find the very big and large investigation about the murder of Miss Inglethorpe that weirdly is a stepmother of two boys, two adults, right? Well, she inherited the money of the father of these boys. Basically, she is an old lady who found a younger boy, no, not a boy, a younger man. I mean, she was like 70 and she found someone who is 50 for her new husband, right? This makes some conflict between her stepsons because they thought that when she died, they will um, regain the inheritance of her father, right? But, well, she took advantage of her economic power to acquire a new husband called Mr. Inglethorpe, who they took advantage of his of his youth to acquire some money of Miss Inglethorpe. Well, the main suspect of this history could be Lawrence. Well, at the beginning, the main suspect is Mr. Inglethorpe because if he accelerated the death of his new wife, he will be the most benefited because he's the partner of that person, so he will gain the majority of the inheritance. Well, that was in the beginning, also because a pharmacist said that he sold strychnine, that is the poison used to kill Miss Inglethorpe, that he recognized Mr. Inglethorpe as the buyer of this strychnine. So that helped a lot to make the reader believe that Mr. Inglethorpe is the main guilty and the main killer and the main suspect, sorry. But then we analyze it and think that Lawrence is the main suspect because in the book they found some clues about for example, they found a fake black beard in a chest that is of property of Lawrence. The long beard is to look like Mr. Inglethorpe. So that confused a lot to the reader because the majority at the beginning thought that this was Mr. Inglethorpe, the murderer, But then the majority changed the decision and now think that the murderer is Lawrence. Basically, this story is narrated by Captain Arthur Hastings, that is a friend of one of the stepsons of Miss Inglethorpe. We also found Emily Inglethorpe, that is a girl that was kind of adopted by this family. John Cavendish, that is the friend of Hastings. Mary Cavendish, that is the wife of John. Alfred Inglethorpe, that is. Oh, sorry. Emily is Miss Inglethorpe, is the old lady. Alfred is the new husband. Evelyn Howard is like a maid of the house. Cynthia Murdoch is the one who was adopted by the family. We can find another characters that are not very relevant, like Dr. Bauerstein, Dorcas, Hercule Poirot, that is extremely important, and James Jopp, that is an inspector. Well, then my partner is going to continue with a review about the book. My opinion is great, but she's going to tell us about what she thinks about the book. So, thank you for all.
We recommend this memorable book undoubtedly, because it is a way to get away from your problems or busy life and distract your mind with this impressive and entertaining story. This book is the first featuring of the famous detective Poirot, who is known for his logic, ability of solving crimes using science and psychology. Also, this story is a brilliant classic, and not just because the good of the structure of the novel. Its setting on a country manor house, the impressive death and its mysterious cause, and a brilliant resolution. This book is perfect for people who like to think logically to solve problems or unknowns, for the ones that are wise and clever enough to notice those little details that might look unimportant and insignificant, but are actually the key signs that are going to be the center of the resolution of this mysterious case. The events that are occurring through the book might make you wonder if the behavior of each of the characters are normal or suspicious, making you like one more than another, and when you least expect it, your trusted character might be the one who betrayed you. That's why, while you're reading the book, you will feel like one of the characters inside the book, making you feel connected and present while entering in this world of the story. This book is wonderful, and if you pay attention to the structure, behavior of the characters, key events, and features of it, you will notice that the first Agatha Christie's novel was that good that it started to leave prints and guides to recurrent mystery stories, and a great example to follow for the writers of this kind of novels. The ability to make a story like this is not just writing a book and imagine crazy things and crazy story and paying attention to weird stuff. This is an art that marks the story that grew in a heart's mind. And if you read it, it's a dream coming true, the inspiration and creativity of an artist's heart. More interesting part of the book is that the story takes place in a country house during World War I, with a wealthy family, complicated relationships, and a close circle of suspects. This story is told through Hastings, whose limited perspective makes the reader feel like fellow detectives, while also highlighting Poirot's brilliance. Like I said before, one interesting thing is that every detail like conversation, small objects, overheard comments could be a clue, and the final solution ties them all together in a clever and surprising way. The greatness of this story established detective fiction convictions like eccentric but genius detective, red herrings, and the dramatic reveal scene. Even when you're good at noticing little suspicious signs, it is difficult to find a guilty person in this story because each suspect has clear motives, secrets, and personalities that might lead them to commit the crime, which makes the story even more interesting and capturing to the reader. The story avoids easy solutions and surprises the reader with the identity of the killer and their motives. But this is not just mystery. The story has a great balance of suspense with humorous moments. This makes the story more entertaining and then making you feel nervous, anxious, or suspicious, and then surprised when you discover something that you didn't know about one of the characters.